We had Atari Japan that we ended up selling to Namco. Atari Japan actually put Namco in the video game business.
Wow.
Before that, the only thing they did were kiddie rides.
Why did you end up selling it to Namco? What prompted that?
Okay, we were young and dumb. And it turns out that in order to establish a business in Japan, you need all kinds of regulations, none of which we did. We actually started it by taking suitcases full of money, cash, and we rented a building. We hired people.
In Tokyo? Or
in Tokyo.
Oh, man.
And it was a thing where all of a sudden they kind of started catching up to us, and we thought, okay, this is not good. Maybe we can sell it.
Did you make a profit on the thing?
We actually did.
Nice. All small that ends well.
Yeah, but it was just, there's an interesting story there too. Pong for the home did not do well in Japan.
Too much space?
Kids wouldn't have their friends over. There wasn't a place. Homes were too small, and so kids would meet in a coffee shop or a karaoke center or something like that, but not at home. So the game that took off in Japan was actually Breakout. That's what established the consumer game market in Japan.
No, Mike. Oh, nobody told me this earlier. Hey, zombie. I've been talking to myself mostly. Hey. Oh, I can't believe I did that. You know, I'm streaming for so long, and I still sometimes do stupid things like that. But thank you, zombie, for letting me know. What I was saying was, hey, look. Starship One, the front of the flyer, and the back of the flyer, all in Japanese. Starship One, the Japanese flyer for Namco's release of Atari Starship One arcade game, a black and white space shooter played with a first-person perspective. Alright, Super Breakout. With Breakout having been a massive hit in Japan, it is no surprise that Namco jumped on the opportunity to distribute Super Breakout as well. Again, there's the front of the flyer, and the back of the flyer, all in Japanese. And we will play this. Again, this is the arcade version of Super Breakout, which I don't think we've played before, but maybe I'm wrong. So let's add some credits, and we'll play. Let's go. Okay. Because I honestly don't remember if we played these before. And as I was saying while I was playing the original Breakout, but I was clearly not mic'd up properly, is that Breakout is one of my favorites. Breakout and Breakout alikes. Like Arkanoid. I love Arkanoid. I just love these kinds of games. But the paddle on the arcade version of Breakout and Super Breakout, for that matter, is quite tiny. And presumably that's so that, you know, people can spend more quarters as they lose more balls. Because, holy shit, this is a tiny-ass paddle. Oh, God. And of course, I don't have a trackball here, right? This is I'm using the direction pad. Oh God, on the PlayStation controller. Is my last ball? Or was it? Okay, there it goes. Why doesn't it? I feel it should bounce internally. Oh, that was too fast. Dang. All right, we can play one more time. Let's go. I added 2 credits, so we can play one more time. Ooh, God. Oh my gosh. I don't like that it doesn't do internal bounces. But I guess that didn't come until the home version, or maybe not until Arkanoid. I don't even know. Ooh, no, it definitely did it in the home version. I remember. Ooh. Like, I don't like that it just passes. Ooh, God. Oh, fuck me. Okay. All right. That did pretty good that time. Whoa! Well, being out of position is not good. Oh, fuck you. All right, last ball. Can I not even break into the second tier over there? Well, maybe. Nope, not yet. Oh. All right, we're done. All right. Not bad. I did better that time. High score of 55. I played the Breakout series when the arcades were still around. I still own my 2600 carts, but I played Alleyway on Game Boy the most. Yeah, I haven't played Alleyway. Actually, I need to get Alleyway. Because I've heard lots of good things about it. Alright, so that was Super Breakout. Galaxian. Namco began releasing its own original games in 1978. In 1979, it released its first big original hit, Galaxian, which involved the outer space shooter gameplay of Space Invaders with colors and dramatic action. Enemies would swoop down from their flight formation, dive bombing the player. Oh, do we not get to play Galaxian? There's the cabinet. Looks pretty nice. I remember seeing these. There's a I don't know if it's still around. There was a hot dog place in New York called Criff Dogs that had a couple of arcade machines. It wasn't Galaxian, it was Galaga. Galaga was one of them. They had a Pac-Man machine, a Miss Pac-Man machine, and the Miss Pac-Man machine was a 2-player one, I think, because they had the either side, which is like one of those table ones. So not Galaxian, but Galaga. Pac-Man. On May 22nd, 1980, Namco placed a single cabinet of a new game called Pac-Man in a Tokyo arcade. Soon renamed to Pac-Man, this simple maze game would soon become the biggest video game in the world. And there it is, Pac-Man, before the name change. Iwatani and Nakamura. Pac-Man's original creator, Toru Iwatani, or Iwatani Toru, left, and Nakamura Masaya posed with a Pac-Man machine. There it is, Pac-Man. Nakamura is on the right, obviously. Hey, it's the worst. Pac-Man VCS. Nearly 2 years after its original arcade release, a home version of Pac-Man finally appeared on the VCS. Highly anticipated by a world still in the grips of Pac-Man fever, it would sell over 8 million copies, making it the highest-selling VCS game of all time. But it's also apparently the worst. How do I turn the box? Can I not turn the box anymore? How do? Nope, sorry. Pan image. Oh, pan. Rotate. There it is. Sorry. Rotate. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it might be the the best-selling or the highest-selling VCS game of all time, but it's also supposed to be the worst port of Pac-Man ever committed to video games. So here we go. Gobble up video wafers while avoiding the ghost wafers, not dots, while avoiding the Ghost Quartet in the first home version of Pac-Man ever released. While the graphics and audio were quite different from the original, it was the only official Pac-Man game on the Atari 2600 to include two-player alternating play. So here we go. We're going to play this game. Look at that. Look at how terrible that looks. All right, let's go. Ooh, what? The flickering, man. That flickering. Ooh, they immediately come after you, huh? Ooh. The controls aren't super great either, to be perfectly honest. But that might be because I'm on the, the PlayStation. Maybe they were better on the Atari. Can I at least get through one of these, Maybe. Oh, no! I didn't even see that guy. Oh, come on. Alright, this might be my last life, I think. No! Oh, come on. The ghosts aren't great here. Let me try that again. I would like to at least get past this first. Oh, they turned! It's hard to see when they're flickering, like you would in regular Pac-Man. No, no! I mean, yeah, because they're always flickering. Also, they all come out at the same time, which is not supposed to... I got them all. I got them all that time. There's no fruits in this version either, is there? Oh, why would you come out the side? Boo. All right. Uh-oh, this is my last one. Hey, we did it! Oh, is it exactly the same? Nothing changed. As far as I can tell. Are they just faster now? Oh, no. Ah! Dang. Uh-oh. Yep, I got trapped. All right, well, that is not good. That is not good. All right. Love at First Bite. A gallery of magazine and newspaper advertisements for the long-awaited home version of Pac-Man. There it is. He's eating chiclets in this version. Not love at First Bite. And that's the there's a bunch of these. Hold on. This is English, obviously. Get ready for one of the biggest Atari promotions ever, with the arrival of our Pac-Man game program cartridge this spring. I can't read the rest of it. Well, I can. There we go. We'll help you celebrate the arrival of this little man in a big way with posters, buttons, mobiles, and more. In fact, April 3rd has been declared National Pac-Man Day, a full-fledged media event you'll want to be a part of. So stay tuned for details. The arrival of this long-awaited Atari game program cartridge is sure to bring increased sales and excitement to your store. Who thought having the white as the first letter of your paragraphs was a good idea? Love at First Bite. Home video games. Pac-Man only from Atari. Atari makes more home video games than anyone. Have you played Atari today? Le fan tobe existen, le preve, Pac-Man, le mangue. I don't actually know how to read French, so. How to stay ahead in a dot-eat-dot world. Well, it's not dots. It's chiclets. The way Atari stays ahead is simple. We just give America a steady diet of the most exciting, challenging home video games we can come up with. Like Pac-Man, it is now the most popular arcade game in the world. After all, how many other games let you steer a hungry, dot-like character around in a maze, where it eats up other smaller dots and an occasional power pill? And how many other games let you chase little blue ghosts around until they change color and start pursuing you? The most important question is, how many other idiot companies will offer a home video game program of Pac-Man? Again, the answer is obvious, because only Atari consistently brings the world's most popular arcade games into the home. We did it with Space Invaders, we did it with Asteroids, and this spring we'll be doing it with Pac-Man. Sort of. We'll also have many other new games coming out in 1982, including Defender and Berserk, which we've played before. And we'll be supporting them with the biggest advertising and promotional program in our entire history. All of which is sure to be appreciated by consumers everywhere. In fact, we're certain they'll eat it up. Oops. Dang it. Pac-Man Arhar. Ardu. I don't know what language this is. Is this like maybe Swedish or Norwegian? Is there a way to tell? I don't know. All the umlauts make me think it's a Scandinavian language. And that as well. Algavision. If I look that up, I'm sure I would be able to know. It says Monte Carlo there, but I think that's not right. I don't think he's actually. Maybe it is for Monte Carlo, but Monte Carlo doesn't Monte Carlo speak French? Hold on, I gotta look this up now. What was it called? Algavision. Nope, that's something else entirely. Let's see. Algavision video games. Not Algovision. Maybe Algavision Atari? This doesn't give me anything. It does not tell me. It must be... I mean, it's got to be somewhere in Scandinavia for sure. Not Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo... Look, I can actually put here, like, what language does Monte Carlo speak? Is spoken in Monte Carlo. Monaco, I guess. Yeah, Monaco is where Monte Carlo... Oh, Monte Carlo's the... That's right, Monaco is the country. Monte Carlo's the fucking... the casino. It's French. It is French. Yeah, they have a dialect, I think, but I believe it's French. Yeah, it is French that's spoken there. All right, well, it's definitely not Monte Carlo. I think maybe they're just talking about Monte Carlo as like you get Monte Carlo at home or something. All right. We got a video. The origins of VCS Pac-Man. Creating a version of Pac-Man that would run on the Atari VCS posed several tricky design challenges. In this video, Atari programmer Todd Fry explains how he set about tackling them. And again, I must apologize. The audio will not sync with the video, and that is a me problem. Actually, it's an OBS problem, not an Atari 50 problem. That is entirely on my end. I have not, since the last OBS update, I've not been able to figure out how to resync the audio and the video. The origins of VCS Pac-Man.
We had a coin-op lab with the current leading coin-op games in it there in the VCS division. So we had a Pac-Man coin-op around, and honestly,
That's Pac-Man.
it didn't really grab me the way Defenders did. Defenders was the game that really sung to me. Bob Pilar remembers this differently than I remember it, but the boss at that time, Dennis Coble, said, okay, there's 2 projects to be done, Pac-Man and Defenders.
Hey, all hail the King of the North. Hey, Great White North.
I do Pac-Man, so I'll do Defender. The thing that made the dots was what's called Playfield. So Playfield was for, in the 1975 arcade games, was the chunky stuff you were driving around that was static, that was just fixed, that you couldn't change. But you could actually get in on the 2600 and change the playfield on the fly. Now, the maze is basically what playfield was for. Using the playfield.
What's on his shirt that's being
not what playfield
blurred?
was for, but we did. It wasn't easy, but basically, in the same way you could chop the screen up into vertical slices, you could say, in this slice, when I get to this part of this slice, I'm going to go through and change the background as we go across the screen. But if you actually want to change them during the gameplay, if you want the second half of the screen to be different from the first half of the screen, you actually have to go and rewrite the playfield registers while the electron beam is moving across the screen. And that is doable, and that is how I did the dots. And then after that, we had discovered Flickr. Now, Flickr and Pac-Man is a big deal. One of the things you can do is just say, I've got 2 things that you can draw. 1975, 2 of those was great. Now we had 5 of them on the screen that mattered. Pac-Man has 4 ghosts and a Pac-Man and a fruit, which is actually 6 things that you would call players in some of our parlance, or sprites in normal video game parlance.
Parlance is a good word.
You know, they're little cartoon characters. They change across the screen, like the dots you're picking up. They're just little pucks, little ones. And there's only 2 of those. So Flickr happened, right? Flickr happens by saying, I'm going to always play the Pac-Man, and I have 4 ghosts, and I'm going to draw one of them every 4th frame.
Oh, that's why they flicker.
They're sitting there. They're on for a frame and off for 3, and then on for a frame and off.
I see.
And people know that. And I do so, and I say, look, they're ghosts. I mean, you could see them. They were good enough.
You know what? That is very clever. That is a very clever way to fix that problem. Because yeah, if you could only have 2 sprites on the screen at a time, well, you get rid. I remember I asked about the fruit, right? So the fruit is gone. You just don't have the fruit. Pac-Man is there the whole time, right? Pac-Man doesn't flicker. But the 4 ghosts, they flicker because they're drawn every 4th frame. And that is actually quite clever, because then it plays a trick on your eyes, right? You see the 4 ghosts all the time flickering, but it's so fast, you don't realize that actually there's only ever 1 on the screen at any given time. That is actually a really smart way to fix that problem. It does look horrible, he's right, but he fixed the problem, right? That's a hardware problem that he fixed. All right, here's another video. A 2-player game. Todd Fry felt that one aspect of Pac-Man that had to be preserved was a 2-player mode, but this added even more technical hurdles. Digital Eclipse studio head Mike Mika joins Todd to discuss the impact of this feature. So here's another video. I love these videos.
I made this decision in Pac-Man to support the 2-player game. So for me, what I consider to be really important about the coin-op game, and a lot of coin-op games do this, they're 2-player games. You come up, you put in 2 quarters, player 1's up, player 1 gets through however far and then loses, dies. And then player 2 comes up and plays their screen. And when they die, player 1 comes back and their screen is saved where they left off. Right. So this is, you're both progressing, basically to see who can get the furthest. Right. So you have to pick up where you left off for that. Storing what your score was, which is not that bad, but where all of the dots were and what level you were on in terms of difficulty, used, I'm going to say, a lot of ROM.
ROM. ROM the Space
When I
Knight.
say a lot of ROM, because a lot of ROM was like 22 bytes, right? But 22 bytes is a good chunk out of 128. Oh, there's 128 bytes of RAM. What's the problem? What are you whining about, Todd? But in that case, that was a decision I made. I really look forward to people in living rooms having the coin-op experience, having a more social experience than watching another person play the game straight through and then taking turns that way.
I can recount knowing that Pac-Man was coming. We did a pre-order and we went to Sears. I got the Sears Telegames version of it, the black box version. Our whole family hopped in the station wagon. We went to go and we waited in line. We would play 2-player and hand off to the next, because it was my mom, my dad, my brother. And we played this game 2-player quite often. And we had our own kind of tournament kind of going on in the family and everything like that. But I was, when we think about it as a multiplayer game,
It never occurred to me that it didn't have to be a 2-player game.
I love that it was a 2-player game.
But I imagine people sitting on their couch in their living room with their buddy after school playing a game and then going to the other game.
So I had it timed to precision because when I was in school, we had a half-hour lunch. And I lived about 5 minutes away from the school. So my friend and I would run home. And the importance of having a 2-player mode was it kept it fair. Because if one of us just started playing, the other person didn't get a turn.
Right.
And I think that after they just play through all their lives.
The whole games, right?
Yeah. And so that really sucked. So 2-player mode was essential when you had very time critical.
Well, kind of not just that. I imagine that the whole emotional dynamic of, okay, my turn. I'll see how I do with this life.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now it's my life. And then yours, it's like, and like I get what you just said, the alteration is at a finer grain.
Yeah.
So you both get more you get maybe the same amount of playtime total.
But we ended up went from a very competitive, when it was just one game at a time, to us actually kind of like cooperatively wanting each person to do really well. I don't know what the psychological reason for that was.
I really want to know what's on his shirt. What's on Todd Fry's shirt? Why Fry? After Pac-Man's release, Atari began to pay royalty payments to designers of its hit games. Todd Fry ended up earning over $1 million in bonus payments, which turned out to be a double-edged sword. There's another video, a 3 minute 45 second video. Why Fry?
The Friday before the Monday that I started, the Activision crew left. They all just up and left to form Activision. They wanted their name on the titles and they wanted royalties. So after a year or so, after a couple years, a bunch of my friends left to form a company that did another Activision. They left to form a company called Imagic. And then one of the Atari engineers got hooked up with a major Hollywood outfit and started talking about doing another Activision-y, another Activision Imagic, not a deal where we actually got compensated at like a fraction of the profits of the products we did. Like Atari was paying engineers $35,000 a year to make 2 games that sold $500,000 each with a $20 or $15 margin. So they were making bank and paying reasonable salaries for something that actually some of us were the only people who could do at that point at a reasonable rate. And one day I went into my boss's office and I said to him, George, I really like working here, but it's starting to cost me money. So they created a royalty program. The next week, it was 10 cents a cart, which is a pittance, actually. We were not businessmen. We were software engineers. We were pocket protector, thick glass nerds. We were nerds and burnout hippie nerds, and we were not Steve Jobs. We were not going, no, 10 cents isn't enough. We went, oh, that's great. And that was like in very early March. And then Pac-Man sold 3 million copies in 2 weeks. And in early April, I got a check for $300,000, and that was awesome. So his last name is Fry, F-R-Y-E. And there's a boot company. Someone in CoinOp, someone had gotten a big poster for Fry boots and written in large letters at the top, "Why Fry?" And it's there's a thing in Logic layout where if you put a line across the top of something, it's a not. So I took a big black pen and put a black line across the top of the Y, because why not Fry? I am the oldest I have ever been. Got the whole rest
We
of
all
my
are.
life ahead of me. It's the longest since those times. And I actually am kind of having some kind of pensive retrospection. It's like I wasn't really attuned to the impact that giving me $1 million had on people who were actually, I'm going to say this is going to gag coming out of my throat, even more technically capable than I was, who could have done a better job of Pac-Man if that had been their role. And I just, why me? It's just right. The not wrong person at just the right place at just the right time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, he asked for it. That's something. All right. National Pac-Man Day. Declaring April 3rd, 1992 to be National Pac-Man Day, Atari sent costume Pac-Man and Blinky characters to 27 different U.S. cities to hand out Pac-Man merch and drum up enthusiasm for what was then the most anticipated launch of any home video game. And there it is. This is in the U.S., yeah. Hey! That's Pac-Man and Blinky, I assume. Yeah, it's definitely Pac-Man. Why is he furry? I don't understand. Why is he furry? Discover how far you can go, the button says. I'm trying to make out what this... Is this Sears? This must be Sears, this building in the background. Because here it says Photo and Sound Center, I guess. It must be Sears. I kind of recognize the font a little bit, and I think it's Sears. I can't be 100% sure. But that's what it looks like. Interview with Pac-Man. Atari Age magazine must have caught up with the Pac himself during National Pac-Man Day because it ran this interview with the legend in one issue. Let's see if we can read this. There we go. Atari Age interviews Pac-Man. In this exclusive interview, today's hottest video star, reveals how sudden fame has changed his life. Atari Age. I'm sure lots of our younger readers would like to grow up to be video stars like yourself. Did you have any special training to prepare for the work that you do? Pac-Man says, I had what you would call a well-rounded education. That's a pun. I was involved in high school dramatics. I played the lead in Central High's production of Man of La Muncher. I did more acting in college, mostly theater and the round productions. I didn't neglect my studies, though. In fact, I graduated Sphera cum laude. Atari Age. And how did you get into show business? Pac-Man. Frankly, it was rough. For a while there, I worked as a ball in those Follow the Bouncing Ball musical films. That's funny. Then when those went out of style, I got a job as a host of a new television show called Celebrity Grapefruit. You may have missed it. We were canceled early in the season. After that, I had nothing to fall back on but residuals from some stunt work I did in an enzyme detergent commercial. That is until this game thing came along. Atari H. Pac-Man, we don't want to pry into your personal life, but we understand you have a new girlfriend? Pac-Man, isn't it amazing how these rumors start? Let's set the record straight once and for all. There is a new arcade game with a lady Pac-Man, and they tell me she's real cute. Long eyelashes, a bow in her hair, and curves in all the right places. But I've hardly met the lady. I've been so busy lately, personal appearances on National Pac-Man Day, working on my nightclub act. Atari H, what kind of act is it? Ballroom dancing? Pac-Man, no, actually. I'm getting a chance to sing. I do a song and dance number to the rock and roll classic, Leader of the Pack, of course. And the audiences love our version of that old country and western song, Go Spiders in the Sky. Atari Age. Sounds great. Any other projects in the works? Pac-Man. I'm just putting the finishing touches on my autobiography. It's called Dot's Life. And I'm very excited about a special appearance my agent is working on at the World Series. You know how every year they have different celebrities throw out the first ball of the series? Well, if everything goes right, I'll be the first celebrity ever to be the first ball at the series. So he would be the one thrown. It would be a heck of an honor. Atari Age. Sounds like you're a real baseball fan. Tell me, Pac-Man, who's your favorite player? Pac-Man. Well, I was very impressed watching the new pitcher, Fernando Valenzuela. Okay, hold on. But my all-time favorite would have to be Willie Mays. Okay, Fernando Valenzuela was actually an amazing pitcher for the Dodgers. I grew up watching him play because he was amazing. My father loved him. And he was a short, fat Mexican, which was amazing, right? Like... Atari Age. Pac-Man, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you today. Before you go, do you have any special message for our game-playing readers out there? Pac-Man, I'd like to thank them for supporting my game. You know, a lot of people didn't think I had a ghost of a chance in the video game business. After all, I don't explode or shoot or crash or anything like that. But you folks have made this mellow yellow fellow the chomping champion of the world, and I appreciate that. That's pretty good. I enjoyed that very much. Newspaper advertisements. Was this? Yeah, okay. A series of daily newspaper ads counted down the days until National Pac-Man Day in hopes that no one would miss out on the festivities. Guess who's coming to dinner? The home video game version of Pac-Man is coming April 3rd. Start setting your table. Only 5 more days until Atari National Pac-Man Day. On April 3rd, 1982, Atari will officially introduce the only home video game version of Pac-Man, and a nation will celebrate. You can join the celebration simply by showing up at a location listed below. There'll be prizes, contests, and events of all descriptions. You'll even get to meet Pac-Man himself. It'll all be great fun, but don't let the merriment distract you from 2 important facts. Only Atari makes the Pac-Man home video game, and it can only be played on an Atari video computer system. So join us on April 3rd. It'll be a great day, especially if you're a Pac-Man fan. Cherry Hill Mall, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. The Gallery Market East, 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. And King of Prussia Mall, 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Oh, where is King of Prussia Mall? I know, I've heard of that mall before. Is it in Philly? Or in Pennsylvania? It's in Pennsylvania, isn't it? Somewhere in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I think, you know what? I think I drove, or I was driven, I don't drive. I was driven past King of Prussia on my way to the video game convention I went to outside of Philadelphia. Yeah, there's Philly. Yeah. I remember thinking like, hey, King of Prussia, that's an interesting name for a town. So this was in Pennsylvania. Only 4 more days until Atari National Pac-Man Day. On April 3rd, 1992, Atari will officially introduce the only home video game version of Pac-Man, and a nation will celebrate. You can join the celebration simply by showing up at a location listed below. Prizes, contests, you meet Pac-Man himself. These are the same, basically. There you go. Century 3 Mall, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. South Hill Village Mall, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Village Square Mall, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And Monroeville Mall, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I don't know where this is. Only 3 days till Pac-Man. And again, it's the same thing there. Cherry Hill Mall. This is back in Pennsylvania. Only 2 more days. Cherry Hill Mall, Gallery Market East, King of Prussia. Only 1 more day. The word of mouth travels fast. Today is Atari National Pac-Man Day. It's here. The day everyone's been talking about has finally arrived. The day to come out and help us celebrate the fact that the Atari Pac-Man video game is now ready to be played at home. And just what have we got planned for National Pac-Man Day? Plenty. We've scheduled a full day of fun and terrific surprises with all sorts of prizes for you to win. You'll even have a chance to meet Pac-Man himself. So if you can manage to tear yourself away from playing Pac-Man, come and join us. Remember, word of mouth travels fast. And since this most unusual event will last for 1 day only, we suggest you do the same. There you go. The countdown continues. The anticipation for the VCS version of Pac-Man was off the charts as seen in this update from the Video Takeout, a video game store based in Los Angeles, California. The store expected to get copies on March 10th. Up to the minute game news from the game source. As the countdown continues for the Pac-Man cartridge, we should have it in around March 10th and begin shipping our pre-orders immediately and just keep shipping until we run out. Atari's busy releasing other good stuff. Brand new and in stock. Super Breakout, Haunted House, in short supply. Meanwhile, an update on other new games coming this year. Math Grand Prix, July 82. Berserk, August 82. Yar's Revenge, May 82. Adventure 1, October 82. Star Raider, September 82. Hot Rocks, bumped to June 82. Defender, a good one, June 82. This one is super. And Adventure 2, November 82. And just announced for December release, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Still planned for Christmas 82 is Atari Super Game. More information to come as we get it. You can still pre-order Pac-Man. We expect to get a bunch, although whatever we get is never enough. There you go. West Coast shortage. While Video Takeout got a small number of copies of Pac-Man on March 9th, the store's April 1982 newsletter shares the news that while the east coast of the US was drowning in copies, the game was nearly non-existent west of the Mississippi River. Okay, pre-order these now so you can be the first in your neighborhood. Okay. First, an editorial for the folks at Video Takeout. As many of you know, we are intent upon being the first with a new cartridge, so you can be the first in your neighborhood with a new game. Those of you who have taken advantage of our pre-orders have found we do a darn good job at getting you the goods fast, like Barnstorming, Grand Prix, Demon Attack, Haunted House, Super Breakout, Store Voyager, to name a few. Well, if anything happened to Pac-Man on its way to Video Takeout, Atari, after sending us a tiny allotment early, March 9th, making us among the first in the country with Pac-Man, some of you early bird pre-orders were very lucky and got yours out of that first allotment, chose to send the next several orders to the East Coast, where we understand they felt they could make more money faster with more dealers in a smaller geographical area. East of the Mississippi, the folks have been wading through thousands and thousands of Pac-Mans, now discounted to extreme ends by panicked retailers. Meanwhile, west of the Mississippi, except in a few isolated cases, Pac-Man is nearly non-existent. In our frustration with Atari, we went elsewhere to get that critical second shipment. It has meant, in some cases, selling them for less than we purchased them for. Bad business, you say? Not bad business because you come first and we understand that you don't understand that we don't have Pac-Man. We hope that Atari has learned from this marketing nightmare and this situation never happens again. We understand that Pac-Man was unusual and that Pac-Mania had occurred. And in virtually all other new games, we have had what we needed, when we needed it from Atari. If the stock from the East Coast was shipped west, there would likely be no Pac-Man shortage anywhere. Meanwhile, with so much emphasis on Pac-Man, we ask this question. Can they possibly be on time with the May Yar's Revenge release? Watch out, Atari. Imagic and Activision are hot on your tail with fabulous product, and they deliver what we need for our customers on time. Wow, so this retailer was pissed. Still scheduled for May, Yar's Revenge. June, Defender, Hot Rocks bump from April to July. Atari 400, 800 computer game news. New games for your computer system. Pac-Man in June, Centipede in July. That's in cartridge. And in disc, Caverns of Mars in April. There you go. That's Pac-Man, National Pac-Man Day. Whoop. All right, as seen on TV, Pac-Man. A television commercial for VCS Pac-Man emphasizes the game's family-oriented multiplayer nature, and of course the fact that you could only play it on an Atari.
First the Pac-Man eats through a maze of dots, then the Pac-Man heads for the corner spots, then he eats his fill of a power pill. Then all those ghosts turn blue, and Pac-Man eats them all too.
Only Atari makes the Pac-Man home video game, and you can only play it on an Atari video game system.
Have you played Atari today?
Amazing. Amazing. All right, Pac-Man 8-bit. The VCS version of Pac-Man may have gotten all of the attention, but it wasn't the only version of Pac-Man that Atari released. This version for its home computers was much more similar to the look and feel of the arcade game. So there's the box for the Atari 400/800. Whoops. There you go. Where you can slot it. So the 400 only had one cartridge slot. The 800 had two cartridge slots and was slightly bigger. I'm thinking about getting the Atari 400 Mini just to have. So we're going to play this. There we go. This is 8-bit Pac-Man. Press start. Here we go. Yeah, that looks much better. And it sounds much better. Do we get fruit in this one? It's a bit stretched out, though. Because the arcade one was... well, there is fruit because of the... Oh no, the cherries disappeared. I got to them too late. There they are. Got him. This is much better already than the VCS for the 2600 version. I'm enjoying this so much more. You can't even imagine. Alright, guys. Get close to me so I can munch you all. Come at me, bros. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was close. There we go. We're done. Alright. Nothing changed. The maps don't change, though, which is a bit... the mazes don't change. Which is a bit sad. Oh, shit. I missed that one. Oh, no! Ah! Run! Pac-Man, run! Yeah, strawberry. They don't stay, for very long, do they? Oh, okay. Damn it. Ooh, that was close. Ow! Who earns? Oh, shit. Ah! Oh, they all followed me through. Ah! Oh, shit. Alright, good. They all followed me through again. That's a pretty, let me see if I can eat some. Yeah! Booyah! I haven't lost a single Pac-Man. A life, I mean. That will change soon, I'm sure. Fuck. Oh! I got caught on the corner there. I told you I was gonna... I think they're faster now. And also, they don't come... Oh, I need that fruit. They don't come out at the same time like they did on the VCS version. Oh, I missed it! Was it cantaloupe this time? For fuck's sake. Ooh, that was close. Got caught in the corner again. No! Damn it. Oh, hello. Oh, I didn't get the friggin' melon or whatever it was. It's definitely a lot faster now. Or a lot less time that they spend in, Got it. No, I didn't get it! What the fuck? So fast. Oh no, I only have one power pill left. I'm gonna die here. I've been doing a pretty good job. But it got remarkably more difficult. And I can't get the fucking melon. Ah! Oh, shit. Okay. Nope. Oh. They trapped me. Oh, I still have 1 life left. Okay. I would really like the fruit. All right, I'm definitely gonna lose my last life here because they are so much faster. Nope, trapped. Damn, that's it. All right, not bad. Did a pretty good job on the Atari 800 version or 400. EX, whatever it was called. All right. Not bad, not bad. All right. Illustrating Pac-Man. Atari assigned staff artist Hiro Kimura the task of coming up with new artwork of Pac-Man for game boxes and manuals. Today, Pac-Man has a consistent visual identity, but in 1982, there were many different takes on the yellow dot eater. There he is drawing. Hold on. Oh, yeah. He's got arms and legs in that one. And in that one. Pac-Man VCS box concept art. Kimura's original unused concept for the VCS version of Pac-Man cast the main character as a metallic water wafer chomping robot chased by massive grotesque monsters. I see. Doesn't quite gel. Box art, take 2. The next pass on the box art was much closer to Namco's original Pac-Man illustrations, while still emphasizing the pink ghosts and rectangular wafers of the 2600 game. This version was used on some released game boxes. Yeah, we saw this earlier. They look like chiclets, frankly. Not wafers so much. Final box art. The last version of the Pac-Man box art was unmistakably Pac-Man, an abstract version of the iconic Wedge-Mouth sprite art. There he is. With the same ghost, though. So it's the same except the Pac-Man is different. Atari 8-bit computer box art. Kimura's concept of a human proportioned Pac-Man did make it up to some retail boxes for the Atari 8-bit computer version of the game, although this pack was yellow, not metallic. There he is. And the ghosts look more like ghosts as opposed to monsters, right? I actually like this version a lot. It's pretty fun. I like his buck teeth. It's pretty funny. And I like how everyone has like stuffed cheeks, like they're all been eating. Very good. Pac-Man Strategy Meeting, an illustration by Hiro Kimura used in the inner manual for the computer version of Pac-Man. That's very good. I like that a lot. Male and female Pac people. Or one female at least. The rest of them seem to be male. That's very funny. Atari 5200 box art. The original art for the Atari 5200 version of Pac-Man and an unused variant version, artist unknown. So there's the original. Pretty good. Pretty good. And there's the variant, which has him a bit cheekier. And the ghosts have like things around their eyes. That's a bit weird. It's like a bit more 3D, right? Like it's a bit weird. Like almost like more quote unquote realistic, if that makes sense. Less cartoony, more realistic. It's pretty good. All right. Pac-Man's Legacy. Okay, sit it. Get ready for a 6-minute 42-second video. Digital Eclipse Studio head Mike Mika joins Todd Fry for a discussion of the impact, controversy, and enduring legacy of the VCS edition of Pac-Man. Here we go. Can give my throat a little rest.
When I play this version of Pac-Man, I actually have some really fond memories of it because I played this game with my dad, and we thought this was the greatest thing ever when it came out. We're big Pac-Man fans. The difference between this and say the arcade game, there were obvious differences, of course. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit on why like what the approach was and why some of these decisions are. Say, for instance, like even the play field and the colors versus like the arcade game. What was behind some of that?
There was a rule at Atari that you couldn't use a black background unless you were a space game.
Hey, Karumi.
And you know the reason for that is because these televisions, these CRTs, have phosphor screens back then, and you could get burn in.
I was gonna say that still happens today, even with OLEDs. I noticed because I've played the Atari on an OLED, and I've played this game called Mousetrap, and it has pure black.
Well, we had a rule, and and again, I've said this. I don't think there's anyone who says, wow, the game is way better with that blue background. But there are a lot of people who say, why isn't it the arcade colors?
Yeah.
That's the answer. And I think it would have been probably better if it had the arcade colors. And what I'm fascinated by looking back is that no one in the signal path between me and out there went, oh, maybe we should give this game a pass on that rule. Well, the thing about these video games is that back then it was so new that I don't know, that you could walk up to a game and say what the most important features were. Now, I walked up to this game and said, well, ghosts, Pac-Man, dots, power pills, maze, right? I think there are some things that make Pac-Man Pac-Man.
Yep.
But we didn't know back then how much which less essential features were salient. My father had a pizza shop on Ocean Avenue in San Francisco in like the early 60s. And I used to go there when I was like 7 and 8. And there's this little pharmacy, and they had these comic books, which were great literature abridged.
I read those.
Right. Of like, I don't know if you've ever seen these. But
I
it's
have.
like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like, here's
Yeah.
Treasure Island.
Exactly.
Here's...
I have some of these, I'm pretty sure.
Book whose name I forget.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. War and Peace, which, was 12 pages.
Extremely abridged.
Extremely abridged.
And,
that's a good way of putting it.
And so I thought of this as being that, because we were not going to be able to get... Like, for instance, Pac-Man has a very distinct process. After I was done with this, I went with Jim Andreasen to Tokyo, to Namco, for them to explain how Pac-Man worked for the 400, 800 version.
Yeah.
And each ghost has a separate algorithm for how it moves. When it comes to a decision point, I could never have done that with the amount of RAM and ROM I have. Yeah. Instead of having that algorithm for each player, I'm actually very proud of this. When they come out, I put it all together, and when they came out, all 4 ghosts were totally stuck together the first time I read it. Because they all went the exact same. And it's like, whoa, I'm only getting,
There they go.
And so what I actually did, when ghost comes to an intersection, it has a choice of moving in your direction or moving randomly. And there's some odds, right?
Yeah.
How smart they are. In later levels, actually, the odds that they will move towards you are higher.
Yeah.
And then I take the ghost number 0, 1, 2, and 3. That's 2 bits. And I take the low order bit and I tweak the odds by which they will move towards you by adding that 1 bit into the percentage of tracking you. That makes them smart and smarter.
And unique personality.
And that's a unique personality. And then I take the second bit and add that to the speed it moves. So each ghost has a repeatable personality. Each ghost has a unique personality. This has slightly smarter and slower, slightly smarter and faster, slightly less smart and slower, and it's not this, So they're all, they separate now.
Yeah.
And they each have a perfectly predictable behavior. My ghosts, their decisions are all made by either a generated signal or your position at that time. So if it comes to an intersection and it's supposed to choose whether to go towards you or away from you, it will be the same choice every time if you have done the same thing up till then. As long as you repeat your pattern, the ghosts will repeat their pattern, just like in real Pac-Man. And cool. I am really proud of that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Right. Do you remember how many they built to put into distribution?
I've been told that. Well, so I know I was paid royalties on $3 million for March.
Okay.
So I know that I think they may have actually either shipped 3 million worth of boxes to retailers, or retailers may have actually sold at cash register 3 million. I don't know which. I was paid royalty for like 11 million Pac-Mans.
Oh,
Damn.
wow. You're watching television. There's TV shows on it. Could be Friends. It could be like so many TV series. And somebody's playing a video game. They have an Xbox controller. It doesn't matter what they have. But what do you hear when you're watching it? You hear Pac-Man. It's either Pac-Man or Donkey Kong.
You hear
And
this Pac.
you hear this Pac-Man and that gonk, gonk, gonk sound. Like these sounds, you created all these sounds in this
I
game.
created all of these sounds.
How do you feel when you hear this?
You know, it's actually really interesting because really thinking about it, what that means is that for our generation, the 11 to 15 million copies that went out, actually, people who are making those soundtracks think people will relate to this sound. This is like,
It's become the video game sound.
it's become the video game sound, but it was the video game sound.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really the breakthrough video game that went from games selling 100,000, maybe 1 in 10 games or 1 in 20 games might sell 1 million,
Yeah.
to it sold 10 million.
It's crazy.
It's the explosion.
There you go. The video game sound. All right. Hey, Dig Dug. Atari published Namco's next cartoon action game, Dig Dug, in arcades in the U.S. Like Pac-Man, Dig Dug featured colorful, appealing characters and unique gameplay and was a huge hit in arcades in 1982. And there is the Dig Dug arcade cabinet. And we'll play a little bit, but give me a second. Atari Dig Dug Flyer. Atari's promotional flyer for the US release of Dig Dug called out the fact that it was a maze game like Pac-Man, but an evolution of the genre in which players could create their own mazes. So there you go. Well, that's a lot. We're not going to read all that, but yeah. Puka, Dig Dug, Figar. Dig Dug is an exciting new type of maze game. Now players create their own mazes by controlling Dig Dug, a dauntless miner who feverishly digs tunnels to dodge or destroy the precocious Puka, or the ferocious Figar, and to collect veggie treasures. Changing screens, multiple difficulty levels, 21 unique sound effects, and a Calliope accompaniment enhance gameplay. Dig Dug is a fun-filled new strategy challenge with fantastic appeal for every type of player. Novice, expert, male, and female. There you go. Alright. Oh, sorry. That was the second one. Yeah. Dig Dug magazine ad. Ask for it when you play coin video games, says this ad for Atari's arcade Dig Dug cabinet. That lady is super into... Why are they... oh, because... Okay. I was going to say, why are they on around... Why is there rocks around the cabinet? Dig a maze down deep in the ground. When a flower sprouts, you play another round. Use your pump just like a bazooka. Use it to puff up the bad Puka. Pump up Figar, put out its flame, eat all the veggies, and win the game. There's a lot more, but you've got to play it to get all the action. It's Dig Dug, the new Atari coin video game that's shaking the whole country. It's excellent. Humor, suspense, different skill levels, challenge to the max. Dig Dug has it all. Dig it, play it, ask for it where you play coin video games. There's still more. Get into our free drawing for a home Atari video computer system. Write your name and address, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Good for one free play. Atari provided arcade operators with a coupon they could distribute redeemable for one free play of Dig Dug. Play new Atari Dig Dug. Dig your way to incredible new excitement. Create your own underground mazes by controlling Dig Dug, a dauntless miner who feverishly digs tunnels to go for giant veggies worth big points. Watch out for the dangerous Pukas or the fire-breathing Figar. Pump them up or drop a rock on them and protect yourself. Different difficulty levels, blah, blah, blah. All right. Namco Dig Dug Flyer. Namco's Japanese flyer for Dig Dug called out the individual on-screen enemies and obstacles and highlighted the different gameplay mechanics with humorous illustrations. I do like those illustrations. And I'm not going to read that, obviously, because that's in Japanese, and I can't read Japanese. But it is Puka, Figar, Dig Dug, and rocks, I guess. There you go. All right, let's play some Dig Dug. Coin Op Dig Dug. Oh, I have to add some credits, don't I? There we go. All right, let's go. We'll do one credit of Dig Dug. Because I think there's going to be more Dig Dug later. Where am I? Let's go. What am I trying to do? Kill everybody, right? Yeah. Woo! We did it. Oh, no. I wasn't facing the right direction. Oh, this guy also. Come here, buddy. You're gonna go all the way up there? Alright. Oh, he escaped. What? How is that fair? Oh, no, I guess that counts. Whoa. That was a rock that nearly landed on me. No, come here. Ah, run away, run away. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, phew, we're fine, we're fine. Well, they all came to me, so it's fine. Ah, he got me. He got me. All right. Oh, I turned around, you idiot. And by you, idiot, I mean me. I'm the idiot. Ah, game over. All right. Not bad. There's going to be more Dig Dug. Don't worry. We have the home video version. All right. Dig Dug goes to the movies. Atari's promotional campaign for Dig Dug included this amazing trailer that ran in movie theaters, accompanied by an original Dig Dug song. Oh, we gotta watch this. Dr. Strangelove.
I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending the 3rd International Conference on Science and Technology. This afternoon,
What the heck is that?
Well, I don't know, but that's another one.
Good gracious, there goes another one.
They're multiplying.
Meanwhile, at a nearby farm. Is this Critters? What is this? 50 miles away. Or are they on Lover's Lane?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin. Mysterious underground creatures are moving your way.
we have a problem here.
Come on, everybody. Take a chance. We're going underground to do the Dig Dug dance. First a tunnel through a wall of dirt. Follow a wonder rock without being hurt. Quick now, turn around. What you do?
This song is amazing. Scientists going zonkers.
Say something. Hello? Just like a bazooka. Use it to blow holes.
And Dig Dug.
What happened? Eat all the bad cheese and
All they want is for us to play them so we can all have a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. 5200 Pac-Man. When Atari launched its next generation 5200 game, game console in late 1982, one of the first games available was, of course, Pac-Man. It was based on the computer version, but played much faster and featured the arcade game's famous animated intermission scenes. And there is the box, the Atari 5200 box. 1 or 2 players. We will come back to this. Pac-Man 5200 review. Computer Entertainer newsletter celebrated the 5200 version's fidelity to the arcade original, but noted that 5200's non-centering analog controller was poorly suited to playing Pac-Man. The review also noted that the usefulness of what was then a cool new feature. A pause button! Pac-Man has all the musical and visual charm of the arcade game by Bally Midway that has captured the fancy of millions. No more flashing ghosts, folks and all the little fruit prizes you expect to find are here in this version. There are even intermission cartoons scattered here and there. With all this good news, why didn't we give this version of Pac-Man a higher gameplay rating? The analog joystick that we like so well on most of the games can be a drawback in this one, because this joystick does not snap back to a center position when released. It can be tough to turn corners exactly when you want to. In the heat of the chase, you can think you're pushing straight up on the joystick and find out that you're actually pushing the upward right diagonal. This you find out after the ghost demolishes your Pac-Man and you look down at the joystick in your hand to see where it's really pointing. While we feel that a real Pac-Man fanatic will gradually overcome this problem, with a lot of practice, it may be discouraging to the casual player. This criticism aside, the game is totally charming and lots of fun to play. One feature that's very helpful to the player who really wants to study his game is the pause button on the hand controller. When you can see that your demise is imminent, but they meant imminent, you can hit pause, freeze the game action, and study your options. Something you certainly cannot do on the arcade game. Recommended. All right, let's play some 5200 Pac-Man. Maybe we'll play one. Oh, it seems exactly the same as the 400 800 version. We'll play a board and then we'll stop. Ooh, shit. Oh, damn. Well, I'm already doing worse. Hey, Maria. I came to find a Dan reading an essay. How are you? We're playing Atari 50, the Namco DLC. And it has a lot of reading and a lot of videos. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. But also a lot of games. Okay. Cherries! Thank you. Oh, no! Why didn't I go up? Oh, I may not make it past this board. The way I'm playing. It did say it was faster. Maybe that's why. Oh, what? Oh, I was right on the power pill. That is some horseshit. Well, that's it. Game over. This one seems a little bit off, maybe? I don't know. Galaxian 5200. But Pac-Man wasn't the only Namco game playable on the 5200. The new game machine also launched with the 5200 version of Namco's 1979 arcade game, Galaxian. While there had been several unauthorized versions, this was the first official home version of Galaxian. There is the box. There's the back of the box. The Galaxian fleet has invaded. Now you can battle them right in your own home. There's two-way action in this game. As you fire at them, they're firing back at you. All that is required of you is quick reflexes and an accurate aim. Can you destroy the Galaxian fleet before they destroy you? Alright. Galaxian War... Oh, there's a video here. Galaxian Warriors. A TV commercial for the 5200 version of Galaxian shows the game from the perspective of the alien squad, who actually end up winning the game. Wait, are we the baddies? Alright, let's watch the... Oh, that's cool.
Warriors, today we're going up against the most feared commander. But everyone counts. Even you, Quid. Man your ships. Man your ships. Man your ships. We're going in. Assume attack formation. All wings ready, sir. Okay, I'm peeling off. Cover me. Cover me. Roger on that, blue leader. Heavy fire. 17 degrees. Affirmative. This guy's good. Watch your back. We lost blue leader. I'm hit. Who's left? Quid. No.
Quid, you're a credit to your cartridge. Galaxian, the arcade hit, now for the Atari 2600 system.
Wait, are we the baddies? That's pretty good. Box art. Original art used for the box of the 5200 and computer versions of Galaxian by artist Jim Kelly. It's quite nice. Although they're not spaceships for some reason. They are winged people. Interesting. Interesting. Which player is about to score? A magazine advertisement for Atari's version of Galaxian presents two scenarios and challenges. And challenges the reader to pick the highest scoring strategy. Okay. Better learn fast. Here comes Galaxian from Atari. I won't read that whole thing. Oh, there's 8-bit down here. Alright, Galaxian 5200 review. The staff of the Computer Entertainer newsletter gave the Atari 5200 version of Galaxian 4 stars in its November 1982 issue, calling it an excellent version of the arcade game that will save you a lot of quarters. Galaxian brings the Bali Midway arcade game to the home TV screen in all its glory. Once again, this is an excellent version of the arcade game that will save you a lot of quarters. The intergalactic warrior fleet attacks from above, a la Space Invaders, but individual members of the fleet will peel off, sometimes in groups, to bombard your ship at the base of the screen. This version provides a total of 32 waves of aliens. Atari claims you're a real pro if you can make it past the 16th wave. And 10 skill levels. In the first skill, even the neophyte can do a credible job, since the Galaxians don't fire at your base. Good for small children and adults new to video games. The game may be played by 1 or 2 players, and it will be adaptable to the trackball controller. Recommended. Alright, so let's play the 5200 version first. And then we'll play a little bit of the Atari 8-bit version. The 400, 800. Alright. Oh, I have to, hold on. Alright, here we go. Oh, God! Ah! Whoa, don't shoot me. Oh my gosh. They come back up at the top, don't they? Ah! Oh no! Oh fuck. Hey, I'm doing pretty well in Galaxian, actually. Oh fuck. I say as I nearly get shot in the face. Gotcha. Hey, alright. Oh my gosh. They'll come right at me. Ah! Ooh, oh, they got me that time. Alright, alright. I'll actually put 2 players, so we're just quit now. Alright, let's go do the 8-bit version. Oh, we didn't look at the box, did we? Play the arcade game at home! Alright. Atari also released a version of Galaxian for its home computers, which was basically identical to the 5200 release. The 5200 itself was based on the 8-bit computer hardware. Ah. So we're not going to see a lot of differences here. And it is in fact the exact same game. Oh! Wow, it immediately got me. Are they faster on the 8-bit? Oh, fuck. Ah! Ah! Stop it, you. Ah! Damn it! Is that it? I have 1 more life. Last life, I think. Yeah. Why am I doing so poorly this time? Oh my god. Oh, that's it. I think that's game over. Yep, game over. Wow, I did... Why am I so terrible on... Oh no, the last time was 5200 that I was terrible at. Okay. Alright. XEVIOUS. Namco's arcade division continued to produce hits, perhaps none so influential as XEVIOUS, which not only kicked off the vertically scrolling shooter genre, but won praise for its deeply fleshed out world and characters. Atari published the arcade version in the US the same month as its Japanese debut. And there's the arcade box. Hey, it's Felicia! Nice trailer. It was a nice trailer. XEVIOUS. We'll play it in a second. Atari XEVIOUS Flyer. The flyer for Atari's version of XEVIOUS called it the Challenge of a Lifetime. Probably on the back. XEVIOUS, Challenge of a Lifetime. So we won't be reading this because that's a lot of words. But there's the nicer pictures. Oh, I played XEVIOUS before. I don't know where. Magazine ads. The Atari took out multiple advertisements in consumer magazines to let them know about the new game they could find in their local arcade. XEVIOUS. The people of Earth are counting on you. Atari XEVIOUS, Bacula, Zoshi, and/or Genesis. You'll gasp when you discover what's next. That's very good. Operators prepare. An advertisement from Atari lets arcade game operators know that its upcoming release of XEVIOUS would be supported by a major media blitz, including TV and radio ads. Operators prepare for the XEVIOUS invasion. Bacula, Zoshi, and/or Genesis. Your players will gasp as they discover what's next. Now, this super space fantasy will be brought to new heights of visibility through a major media blitz beginning the week of March 21st, 1983. Hey, I was a month old. A month and a week. Month and 2 weeks? Television and radio advertisement scheduled for XEVIOUS. That's a lot of stuff. Devious XEVIOUS, the Atari video game that you can't play at home. Namco XEVIOUS Flyer. Namco's Japanese flyer for XEVIOUS was a deluxe 6-page fold-out sheet. That's pretty good. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that. Well, that's folded out even more. There's the back, I assume. Oh, that's the Nazca. That's the Nazca lines. in Peru. That's cool. And XEVIOUS postcards. Promotional postcards distributed in Japan show the Andor Genesis, Grobda, and Tarazi enemies. Okay, Andor Genesis. Oh, it's a postcard. In AD 2012 from the story of something X. Arrow X. 2012 was so far in the future, you guys. This is Tarazi. And there you go. In AD 2012. And this is Grobda. Interesting names. All right. All right, let's play some arcade XEVIOUS. All right, let's insert a coin and play. I think I'm pretty sure I played this before. A version of this. Probably not the arcade version, I'm sure. Oh, how come I can't shoot those things? That's weird. I could... Oh. Oh, damn. I got shot from behind. One Solvalu left. Oh, that's my lives. I think it's the other button I need to press for to bomb things. Then I get power-ups that way, I believe. It's been a minute since I played any version of this game. Yeah, like that. There we go. Sometimes I get power-ups. Oh! Damn it. Am I dead? No, this is it. Okay, my last life. Oh, I got to start from the beginning. I don't even start where I died. Of course not. This is the arcade game. Why would they... What the... Blow up. Thank you. Uh-oh. Alright, this is where I died last time. Oh, I missed that one. Now those things are shooting at me. Okay. Now they move! Ooh. Oh, is this level about to end? Oh my god. Oh. Did I just get a free life? What the hell is happening? Oh, okay. Something's shooting, like... Oh my god, okay. Ah! Nope, fuck it. Doesn't matter. Oh my god. Ah! Alright, that's done. Thankfully. Hey, there's the Nazca lines. Jesus Christ. Ah! Do these levels not end? Does this just goes on? Does this just scroll forever? Surely not. Okay. Good thing we have unlimited bombs, eh? Ah! Jeebus Crisp. Oh no, this again. My thumb hurts! Ah, what's... Oh no! Oh, I died. I got a 1-up though, right? Oh, it's not from the very beginning, do I? That's horseshit. Alright, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do that again. My thumb hurts. Alright, that was Xevious for the arcade. Easter egg. Want to see Xevious developer Masanobu Endo's Easter egg? As soon as you begin a game, move your Solvolute to the lower right corner of the screen and rapidly press the bomb button until this message comes up. Evezu is Endo's nickname. Ah, programmed by Evezu. There you go. Alright, the world of Xevious. The 16 different levels in Xevious each show one slice of a larger world map. The full map shown here is not ordinarily viewable in-game. Ah. I guess you're in one side and you go up the different levels, right? That makes sense. Yeah, because there's the Nazca line, so you just go up that way. I see. Okay. Design documents. Design documents from the development of the arcade version of Xevious. In Japanese, of course. This is Namco. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Famicom? Maybe, yeah. Maybe I played it on Famicom, L. Alright, Galaxian on the VCS. Atari had one more version of Galaxian up its sleeve, this one for the Atari VCS. Since the arcade game was already 4 years old by this point, the box calls it an arcade classic, an early example of a retro game release. And there's the box. That's nice art. I do like the art. I think it makes more sense than the one for the 800 and the other one. There's the box. We'll play this video in a second. But the Galaxian box art, original art used for the Atari VCS Galaxian box by artist Hiro Kimura. That's very nice. Can blow it up a little bit. Felicia's drinking my tea. It's your tea? You take it then. Look out below. An ad from Atari Age magazine touting the impending release of Galaxian for the Atari VCS. Galaxian. Look out below. Galaxian 2000 review. Computer Entertainer Newsletter's review was over the moon for the 2600 version of this all-time classic, calling it one more example to remind the gamer that the little Atari 2600 is capable of great things in the hands of a really good programmer. Galaxian is an excellent translation of the Bally Midway coin-op. Translation is an interesting word for this, but I like it. Which is one of the two all-time classic slide-and-shoot invasion games, the other being Space Invaders. Atari has done a superb job of converting the classic arcade game into a home version for one player. There are 9 skill levels available, and you begin with 3 horizontally mobile laser bases capable of shooting at a fleet of aliens moving back and forth across the screen. However, instead of gradually descending en masse as they do in Space Invaders, individual members of the fleet will peel off and fly at your base, dropping bombs and attempting to ram you. Destroying any member of the Galaxian fleet while it is in flight earns you twice the points you would get for merely picking it off while in formation. This is because the Galaxians are a lot more dangerous in flight than they are in formation. The top row of aliens, flagships, and next to the top row, escorts, are the most critical fleet members of all. The flagships and their escorts are good for bonus points when flying together, especially if you can pick off 2 escorts in flight before destroying their flagship in flight. Unfortunately, you don't always have a lot of choice when the action gets frantic, as it does in the higher skill levels. Often it's a matter of destroying whichever alien looks as if it's the most likely to destroy you. The graphics of this version are just as colorful and crisp as you could possibly want them to be, and the gameplay is remarkably faithful to the original arcade game. This is one more example to remind the gamer that the little Atari 2600 is capable of great things in the hands of a really good programmer. Galaxian is a classic and is definitely a worthwhile addition to your game library. Recommended. No worries, Great White North. All right, let's watch this video and then we'll play a little bit of Galaxian for the 2600.
The job at General Computer was actually my first job. You know, they had just inked a deal with Warner, Atari's parent at the time, to do a whole bunch of games, and they didn't have enough people to do it. So, you know, they were happy to find more people. And they said, you know, can you program something with 128 bytes of RAM? And I thought they meant 128K, which was a reasonable amount at the time, only to find out later when I showed up that it was much smaller. And it was a great experience. One of the reasons that Warner came to General Computer was they thought that they would get a more professional atmosphere and work product. But again, there was fun. We had a fire pole to get from the second floor to the first floor. We had an arcade. We played games on our coffee breaks. You know, everybody was really top notch. In '83, GCC hired more MIT graduates than any other company besides IBM and Xerox. So everybody was really good. And I was one of the oldest people. I think I was all of 27 or something. Glenn Parker was actually part of that team as well. For Galaxian, it was just Glenn and myself. Glenn was a great programmer, and he was doing the gameplay. I was doing the graphics part because I wanted to learn how to do that. You know, we could ask each other questions or whatever, and he was sitting right in back of me, or I guess on the other side of me. And so we could bounce things off of each other on a constant basis. There was also Patty Goodson, who did the music and some of the early graphics, because I can't draw and I can't do music. The music is actually really hard on the Atari 2600 because it's not a full octave. She had to kind of skip parts to make it sound right. So that was really great that she could do that. I don't know how long that would have taken us to do it. The other problem, though, was that the graphics on the Atari couldn't really handle the number of sprites that were available in the actual Galaxian. If you remember Space Invaders, it was really only 6 across because that was the standard thing. I will I'll give myself a little credit here, but I managed to discover through, again, kind of random luck, a way to get 8 things on a line and be able to turn them off and on. And that was really just hacking the code and freaking out the chip so that it did things that weren't part of the spec. And that's, I think, what really made the game. And then, of course, we went to the Consumer Electronics Show where it was shown for the first time. And it was, again, quite an ego stroke to kind of stand there and watch the programmers from other companies come and go, how did they do that? And so, you know, that I was kind of standing off to the side so I could kind of watch. So, you know, I think Patty did a really nice job with the music and the sound effects, and the visuals were at least looked real. And, you know, the graphics weren't as chunky as they were on earlier games. I mean, Atari gave it to us at GCC because they thought it was an impossible cartridge. And so, you know, to be able to come back and say, oh, by the way, we figured out how to make it work was really a big win.
Nice. I think he must have done the same thing that Todd Fry did with Pac-Man by making the sprites flicker so they're not all on the thing at the same time. All right, let's play some 2600 Galaxian. It's pretty similar. Actually, I think it plays a little bit faster, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, maybe I am wrong, but it feels like it plays a little bit faster. Like it's easier to... I don't know. Ah! Gotcha. Come on, I'm gonna get you guys in flight. Oh, I missed. Screw it. Hey, got that one in flight. All right. One screen down. Oh! Ah! Damn. They got me. They pincered me. Is that it? Oh, no, here we go. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have more lives. Oop. Gotcha. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, got him. All right. I'm doing much better on this one. Ah! Oh. A lot more in flight now. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was dumb of me. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh! I think that's it for me. I think it's game over. Yep, there it is. Not bad. Not bad. That actually is pretty good. I think I might enjoy that one more than the 5200 or the 400, 800 version. Dig Dug 8-bit. Atari released its first home version of Dig Dug in early 1983 for its 8-bit computer line. There is the box. We'll play it in a second. Dig Dug box art. Original art used on the covers of the computer VCS and 7800 versions of Dig Dug by artist Gus Allen. There it is. Dig Dug promotional art. Illustration of Dig Dug and Puka by artist Michael Anthony. He looks younger here, Dig Dug, than he does here. And manual art. Illustration of Puka used in the manual for Dig Dug on Atari 5200. Cute. Alright, let's play some Dig Dug, some 8-bit Dig Dug. Alright. Ready, player one. Oh, this looks weird. What did I play before? Oh, it was the arcade version, wasn't it? This looks fucking weird. I guess those are the rocks, those red things. I'm gonna try to escape. I refuse. Ready? Player one ready. Ah! Oh, what? Oh, was I too far away? But somehow it got me with its flame. Yeah, I think that was what the problem was. Oh, fuck. Alright, you come after me then. There we go. Do 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 do. Ah! Damn it. Oh, shit. Oh, what? Even when they're like that, it hurts. Alright, good to know. Nah, game over. Alright. That was Dig Dug on the 8-bit computers. Well, I guess specifically 800. I think 400 as well. Alright. This is Dig Dug for the 5200. In October 1983, Atari released Dig Dug for home game consoles. This version for the 5200 was totally different from the computer version, released earlier in the year. And in fact, this version would eventually be ported to 8-bit computers, replacing the original. Oh, sorry. Let's check the box art. Similar, is it not? Yeah, a bit. Oh, this one's got the Rygar or Fygar, excuse me. Yeah. Best way to inflate. Dig Dug inflates Fygar almost to bursting in this magazine advertisement for the console versions of Dig Dug. But which approach will best boost your high score? It's the player on the right approaching horizontally. Right, because that way your fire, it gets you the fire. New cartridge report. Atari Age magazine announces the impending arrival of Dig Dug in this preview article, which shows screenshots from both the VCS and 5200 versions. There they are. You'll dig Dig Dug. A 2-page magazine ad for the home versions of Dig Dug. There you go. So it's for both the 2600 and the 5200. Slightly cheaper on the 2600. Dig Dug 5200 review. Smoother? Maybe. Dig Dug 5200 review. Dig Dug contains all the delightful silliness and challenging gameplay of the original Reese's July 1983 review from the Computer Entertainer newsletter. Alright, you know what? I'm not going to read all this because my mouth is tired and we're almost out of time. So let's play some more Dig Dug. Yeah, come on. Oops. Alright. Very similar. We'll play, if I make it past the one screen, we'll play just the one screen, just to kind of show it off. Oh, those are interesting graphics. But it works exactly the same. Oh, it's coming up. No, he's escaping! Oh no, he came back down. Oh no! Whew! Okay, we did it, Whew, that was close. Alright, enough. That was Dig Dug for the 5200. And here's Dig Dug for the VCS. So the box art is the same as the 8-bit one. Oh my god, they had a 17800 as well. Alright, let's do again the first level of Dig Dug. Oops, wrong button, apologies. Wow, that looks very different. You can immediately tell the differences, right? And look, they have to do that flashing thing when they go on the same line. Way. All right. So that's for the 2600, sorry. It's not termites. It's a TV commercial for Atari's Dig Dug. Here we go.
It's not termites. It isn't mice. It's Dig Dug. The new video game cartridge from Atari. Console sold separately and hooked up by an adult. You dig.
That's the 5200 version.
You dig for dragons. You can dig yourself into all sorts of trouble. The question is, can you dig yourself out? Dig Dug, the Atari video game cartridge. Versions available for all Atari systems. Console sold separately.
Yep. All right, let's do a little bit of 7800. The box art is exactly the same as the 2600. The back says Munch Crunch Punch. All right, let's see if it looks better on the 7200. Ah, it does look better already. The sprites are already better. Look at that. It looks more in line with the arcade version. The rocks look better. The sprites look better. Yeah, I think this is basically the best version. The best home console version that exists. Except maybe for the... Oh no, he's going away. No, come back! You also. And you also. Yeah! Take that, jerks. Alright, that was the first level. Okay. A lot of Dig Dug. Alright, Galaga! There we go, it's our Galaga. Namco's celebrated follow-up to Galaxian was not available for any home platform in America until late 1986 when this Atari 7800 version was released. And there is the box art. Blast him. This is what I played before, is Galaga, not Galaxian. I never played Galaxian before on either home version or arcade. But I played a lot of Galaga in the arcade. All right. Before we play, excuse me, what's in a game? According to planner Shigeru Yokoyama, Galaga is a portmanteau of Galaxian and Ga, the Japanese word meaning moth, appropriate for a game about space bugs. There you go. There's the box art. Original art used for the box of the 7800 version of Galaga by prolific game box artist Mark Erickson, who painted over 90 different video game boxes over the course of his career. That is very nice art. I like that a lot. Galaga, you're probably right. Galaga is better. The video game update. The September 8th, 1986 issue of Computer Entertainer gave good, though not perfect, scores to the Atari 7800 versions of Galaga and Dig Dug. We will not be reading this. Hey, there's Food Fight as well. So Galaga, Dig Dug, and then Food Fight. Food Fight, which was an Atari game, not Namco. We played the Atari home version of Food Fight in a different, in an earlier. What console is this for though, or what computer is it for? The 400? I think we only played the 400, 800 version. Oh, it's 7800 as well. Okay. All right, let's play some Galaga. Oh, I didn't read that. Hold on. One of the most popular arcade shooters of all time, Galaga was already 5 years old by the time this version was released for the Atari 7800 platform. If a Galagan flagship captures you in its macro beam, destroy it to get your command ship back in action. That's right. I forgot about that. All right. Let's go. Yeah, this is what I remember. No flying information except after the fact. And then if you're not careful, they start flying back at you. Yeah, that happens. Ouch! First shot fired, and I'm already dead. That is correct. I forgot. That's what I'd forgotten. Nope. Okay, good. Ah, what the? Well, I'm not going to last long. Nope. Nope. And the difference as well is that the shots aren't just straight. Oh! Absolute nonsense. Oop. Challenging stage. What? That wasn't challenging already? Challenging because they go away. Oh, I missed one. Number of hits, 29. Bonus, 2,900. Shots fired. Ah! Fuck you. All right, I think I'm done. I think that was it. Yep, game over. All right. Not bad. I like Galaga. I like Galaga more than I like Galaxian. Okay. And finally, XEVIOUS 7800. The final game released during this golden era of Atari Namco partnership was the 7800 version of XEVIOUS. This is the vertical scrolling one, so there you go. It's dangerous, it's devious, it's XEVIOUS. Alright, let's see what we have down here. XEVIOUS 7800 review. Computer Entertainer's review of XEVIOUS praised the 7800 conversion, but criticized the skimpy black and white game manual and its lack of crucial information about the game's enemies. There you go. We will not be reading all that. Oh, it's so cheap! $12.50 only. How XEVIOUS almost came to VCS. Todd Fry discusses his impossible port of XEVIOUS with Atari VCS hardware. We will watch that video in a second. XEVIOUS Obstacles. Atari graphic artist Alan Murphy's notes and illustrations of the XEVIOUS enemies prepared during the development of the cancelled 5200 version. There it is. See, Toroid Fleet, Torkin, Scout Ship, Zoshi, Death Squad, Zakato Energy Launcher, Guido Spario Energy Blaster, Jara Spinner, Copy Deflector, Terazi Destructor, Bragg Zakato Energy Blaster, Garu Zakatu Energy Bombarder, Shionite Escort, Bacula Resistor Shield, also Cannon, Andor Genesis Mothership, Garu Daro Megasite, Bara Energy Station, Garu Bara Energy Base, Logram Spear Station, Zolbach Detector Dome, Darrow Defense Site, Demogram Rover, Grobpa Tank, Bora Logra Dome Network, Sol Citadel, and Bragzak Crystal. There you go. All right, let's watch this video, and then we'll play a little bit of Xevious for the 7800 to finish off the stream. How Xevious almost came to VCS.
We were doing things that weren't possible.
I really want to know what was on the shirt.
Was not possible. I was the third engineer assigned Xevious. I was working on my Sword Quest Air World, I Ching based game, and they asked someone to do Xevious. I said, I can't do that. And they gave it to someone else for a couple of weeks. Again, I won't name names. He said, I can't do that. So they said, Todd. And I did something, but it was not possible. There was not a snowball's chance in hell of making Xevious work on the Atari 2600. So what we had to do was find the essence. Polaris Defender captures the essence of Defender. You can tell it's Defender. It's got a lot of flicker. Pac-Man captures the essence of Pac-Man. You can tell it's Pac-Man. It's got a lot of flicker. Xevious
hey, Eugene.
has the scrolling background, which is totally doable, and it's got something like up to 20 moving objects on the screen without flicker. They're all in little horizontal slices. But it's not only they're in horizontal slices, but they're actually in two horizontal slices scrolling over each other at different speeds. And that is awesome. It's like, it is an awesome piece of software that captured the essence. So what is it that's fun about that? It's like, so Xevious has a lot of stuff going on in the air. And there's a lot of different things that can be flying at you fast. And then it also has things going on the ground. So you have two planes, you got these tanks on the ground that you can shoot with ground shooting bullets. You got these things in the sky.
Bombs, Todd Fry, bombs.
Shooting bullets. You don't have to worry about running into the things on the ground, but they might shoot at you. And you do have to worry about dodging. It's fast. This is what made Xevious appealing at that time. People had learned enough about playing these games that they could effectively play two games at the same time. Shoot the thing on the ground and dodge from and shoot the things in the sky, which maybe people would not have. Actually, it's funny to think about again. Weird. 10 years earlier, 5 years earlier, 7 years earlier, when combat was the game, people might not have been able to play Xevious. I invented a way to intertwine multiple display drivers on this 2600 screen. I did this for Rob Dibble's NFL football game, where we wanted the players in their little horizontal slices, right? But I wanted two horizontal slices. I wanted one horizontal slice for the blue team and one horizontal slice for the red team. I stayed until 1 o'clock that morning, and I left it on Rob's screen so that when he came in, there were two sets of objects vertically scrolling, X's and O's, red X's and blue O's, going like this because they're running on completely separate screens, they thought. The red screen was keeping track of its vertical positions and was completely separated from the blue screen.
I don't know what they're blurring on his shirt. I really want to know, Eugene.
Turn the blue screen off. The red screen would be going like this. You turn the red screen off and put the blue screen on, it'd be going like this. You put both on and they're going like that. And it's really cool. I mean, it was a eureka moment. But in Xevious, I needed something like 3 or 4 separate sets of objects. There's stuff coming down and shooting at you. And you need my shots going up. And you need the ground moving down and the things moving on the ground. Yeah, miscellaneous.
Should I cut his chest?
nightmarish
Cut out showing his chest.
measures
That's the. I think that's what it is.
I get a really high moving. Get a really high graphics complexity count up there on XEVIOUS for the 2600. I used everything for the moving objects. Right, gray tanks moving across the ground.
I mean, this
all
looks
kinds of different
terrible,
stuff
but
flying
it
in the
looks
sky. These
playable.
were all in one sprite, and they were vertically separated. But if you separate them across enough, it kind of looks like a bunch of stuff. You can't quite tell that there's only one stream of them coming. If there's some over here and some over here, and they're moving like this, it looks plenty complex. But I was out of things. I have to keep track of where the player is. And what I decided to do was to use a 4-bit wide missile and horizontally position it just a little bit to make it a little bit of a comma, upside down comma shape, and then flip it the next screen. It flickered to be an upside. So I made kind of an upside down V ship out of the single bit of the missile. That's the ship. It's the missile. In the same way, that's funny, in the same way that I made the fruit out of a ball and a missile. I mean, this is how close you are to scraping the bottle of the barrel when you're doing impossible coin-op conversions on the Atari 2600. Oh, I'll make a piece of graphics that in the coin-op is a sweet-looking little cherry. I will make out of a blue block with a orange block inside of it.
Oh, is that what the cherry was?
Good idea at the time, and it was. And I will take a single pixel of graphics and make it into a V-shaped ship. It's like that is like really reaching down to the very last drop.
I gotta say though, like Pac-Man on the 2600 looks terrible, right? It's the worst Pac-Man port, but in terms of faithfulness, but like the way that they got that to work on the 2600 is fucking genius. And the way that he nearly got XEVIOUS to work, also pretty fucking genius. All right, let's play some 7800 XEVIOUS. The first home console version of Namco's classic vertical shooter released in the US, this version of XEVIOUS captured much of the arcade game's appeal. All right, here we go. All right, obviously not as good graphics as the arcade version, but it works. It works. Oh, it's my bombs are just automatically going at the same time as my bullets are. It's not a separate thing. It was separate on the arcade version. But I guess you only have the one... No, it's a 7800. I guess you still only had the one button, is it? No, you had a more of a like Nintendo type controller for the 7800, didn't you? Oh fuck. Oh damn. I didn't see that guy. We start from the beginning. I don't like that. I'll play out my lives. I don't like that I have to start from the very beginning. Oops. Ah! Whoa, damn. No! That was close. Oh, that... Yeah. I mean, I'm getting further, right? Oh, wait! I didn't have to start at the beginning this time. Or did I? Oh, God. I died immediately. I don't think I did start at the beginning there. There wasn't any tanks before. I guess I reached a checkpoint or something. Oh, fuck me. Ooh. Oh, you dick. This is my last life. This is my last life. What the fuck is that? Oh! All right, game over. Well, that was XEVIOUS for 7800. Oops. All right, so there you go. That is the end of Namco. The end of the beginning. When Atari Japan failed, Namco thrived, becoming one of the most groundbreaking, influential game publishers in all of Japan. But that's another story. So yeah, there you go. That was Pac-Man and Beyond. Hi-bye, Eugene. Someone should have gotten this guy a new shirt. They probably should have. Maybe also take some drugs. There you go. So that was the third and possibly, I don't know if it's the final, maybe there'll be more. But that was the third DLC for Atari 50, where you got to play Namco games, including the worst port of Pac-Man that exists. Which nevertheless is still a technical achievement. To get it to even play on the 2600 was just amazing technical genius. So yeah, there you go. So what's coming up for us on Sunday? Felicia will be joining me for Third Eye Open. On Tuesday, Felicia will be joining me for more Tiny Bookshop. Excuse me. The update for Tiny Bookshop came out yesterday, so we'll be doing some of that. And then on Wednesday, there'll be a pre-recorded video, because it's Christmas Eve, a pre-recorded video of me playing my that week's game of A Damn Place to Backlog, which is, I've already uploaded, I think. I played it today, and I've already forgotten what it was. Oh, it's Winter War Tactics Club. I recorded it and uploaded it today. And then a week from today, it'll be a pre-recorded video as well, because that'll be Christmas Day. It'll be me playing some more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Which I've not yet recorded, nor have I uploaded, obviously. And then the following Sunday and Tuesday will be live again. And then on New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day, there'll be more pre-recorded videos. So there won't be... I was originally only supposed to take a 1-week break from Zelda, which was going to be last week. But last week I didn't have any internet, so I couldn't play Atari 50 last week. So I had to move it over to today, which means that now I won't be starting Phantom Hourglass until 3 weeks from today, which I believe is January 8th. But I am going to continue my Zelda playthroughs. I just have to wait a little bit more because of where Christmas and New Year's fell this year. So yeah. So it'll be a couple of pre-recorded videos next week and the week after that for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. And then we'll just return to our regularly scheduled streams because I won't be traveling until March, I believe. So the streams for all of January and all of February, unless something weird happens. They had to fix Tiny Bookshop for Switch, right? I saw it was temporarily removed from the eShop for bad language. Really? I don't remember that. I can read up on it, but I thought they just did an update to add new books and potentially new like story bits. So like more tasks to complete for the story bits. But I don't remember there being any bad language, any cursing or whatever in anything that we read, I don't think. Maybe? I honestly don't know. Yeah, I'll have to read up on that. I can't remember any curse words. They had the word arsehole or something. Oh, yes, they did. You're right, Eugene. They did have arsehole. It was describing... It was asshole. It was one of the romance books. You're right. And it was like, this is there's romance books for everyone, including for people who think the asshole boyfriend is actually a nice guy or something like that. But you're right. That was the word. There was asshole. I remember now. Good call. And actually it was just asshole. I don't even think it was arsehole. It may have just like the British version. I think it was just asshole. But maybe that was the one. Yeah, maybe that was the one. Is that what the update was? Simply removing asshole? No. I think they added new books, more recent books, as well as potentially new story bits as well. I think there was something about the book council or something like that I think they were also adding in, because I haven't read the actual update notes yet, so I'm not 100% sure. Why won't they add our books? I don't know. We offered them. We offered it. We said you can use our books. We won't charge you. But maybe they can only take from a certain, I don't know. Maybe they made a deal with a certain publisher. I could not tell you, Eugene. I don't know. Neoludic. Why? Anyway, before I go, let's see who else is streaming. Elle is probably streaming. And possibly other folks. Let me see. Yep, Elle has started streaming. Techno Parrot Games is what they'll be playing, apparently. And it looks like just Elle is streaming. So let's check out Elle. Oop. I think it's Elle's starting music going on right now before their actual stream. But there is Elle. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate it as always. It was nice to come back to Atari 50, play some more Atari games on arcade, emulated games from arcade, from the 2600, the 5200, the 7800, and even the Atari home computers, the 400 and 800. That's nice. And again, if you guys don't have Atari 50, I highly, highly recommend it. I have loved this entire situation. I loved Atari 50 so much in the way that it has, it's not just like, obviously it has a bunch of games to play. Like that is, awesome first and foremost, right? But it also has all of this historical stuff, images, videos, like old videos, right? The commercials and stuff that we saw, but also interviews with the folks who created these games way back in the day. And it's awesome. It's really, really cool stuff. And on the strength of this collection alone, I will now be I will be a Digital Eclipse fanboy. I will grab anything and everything that they put out. Even if it's not something I'm particularly interested in. I picked up their first 3 Goldmaster series, the Making of Karateka, the Llamasoft collection, and the Tetris collection. Even though those aren't games that I was particularly interested in, I just want to see how they do this sort of situation with all that stuff as well. And I think the Mortal Kombat one is them as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. But before that, they also did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection. And they've done a bunch of stuff. So like I am just a Digital Eclipse fanboy. As long as they keep making things like this, I'm going to keep buying them because they are friggin' awesome. I need to get the last 2 Atari 50 DLC. There's 3 total now, Eugene. And I'm not sure if there's going to do more or not, but there's 3 total now. So yeah, the Wider World of Atari was the first one. And then it's First Console War, which is a lot of Intellivision stuff, which they bought recently. And then this one, the Namco one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did the Mortal Kombat collection as well. I believe that is Digital Eclipse as well. And Omega Ace Gaming, Jose, has been raving about it. He really, really loved it. So I'll be picking that up soon enough. Yeah, because it's I gotta do with all this. I gotta do everything Digital Eclipse does now, because this is fantastic. These collections and the way that they've been not just like collections of games, but all this historical stuff, all these interviews with folks. Like it's mwah, I love it. I love it so much. So yeah. All right. I may need to get the digital version so I don't need the almost useless Switch card anymore. Yeah. I've been buying... So I have the disc. I have the PS5 disc, which has the original, version of Atari. But then I just picked the DLC up digitally. So the 3 DLCs I only have digitally. They keep putting out DLC, so like I don't want to buy... I don't want to have to keep buying a physical disc every time they put out a new DLC. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine with this. All right. Yeah, let me go because it's past my bedtime now. And hey, check out the new version, slightly new version I've done of my opening and ending credit screens. They're basically the same, just a little bit fancier now. So thank you all very much, and I will see you on Sunday for Third Eye Open. Bye-bye!